It isn't every day I get to feature my average viewer here on the channel, but I'm excited to introduce, in the bottom right, Very Old Man here on Bronze League Heroes. Yes! And on the other side of this single-player match, I give you Jimmy, the hardest or the harder AI. I don't know if there's a hardest AI, but appropriately, oh my. And we jumped in. I decided to skip forward as I'll give you a bit of a spoiler. There wasn't too much going on before this, but it looks like Jimmy just cutting through. Jimmy has your typical one base Wings of Liberty Protoss setup, and Very Old Man seems to have already met his match. I had my reservations about showing a versus AI match, but I can already see past the first few minutes of no rush 5 minutes, of course. That was the rule, I assume. Is he dead? I mean, Very Old Man. A bold move to send in. I'm going to give a spoiler. The fact that you're watching this right now means the game doesn't end. No, don't. I can't believe you're hovering over it. Well, while you're already hovering over, you might as well like and subscribe. Because, yeah, the game doesn't end here. Jimmy looks like he's going to give Very Old Man a reprieve by not sending any reinforcements. Old Man, very adamant about killing individual stalkers. Slamming that right click. He might just be on a Mac or something. As he is intent. He has a target he wants to focus on, and he will focus on it. Despite however much his Zerglings are asking him desperately to just attack move, he is set in his ways. He fears change, and he has ever since he was yelling at his mom to get off the phone in high school when he was playing Brood War with his friends over after he put his AOL. Wait, you can't put your AOL disc in when you have your Brood War disc in. All right, or unless you're one of those rich kids with 2 disk drives. Okay, let's not get crazy over here. Anyways, so Jimmy, with a resounding victory, over 3 times as cost-effective. In this initial exchange, Very Old Man manages to pull it together. The Baneling speed opener against Protoss is a bit of a bold move. He appears to have met his match. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if there's a hardest AI or if it goes straight to elite, but Jimmy, I think, looking to get promoted. Like I said, I did have my reservations, but it did seem like an appropriate match, especially considering the average. Oh my god, the evolution chamber bleeds out. I do appreciate the classic Zerg skins here. We got the Brood War lair and look going on. Just nostalgia. Just nostalgia for a time back when there wasn't a care in the world besides coming home and cannon rushing your little brother, so that way he would hate StarCraft forever and end up making something of his life. Well, Jimmy, adding on some, must have learned from the best here. Some very creative cannon placements. Chrono boosting that Twilight Council, so that way, even when the Twilight Council doesn't have anything to do, it feels included in the build. Speaking of feeling included, we also have an infestation pit. Getting pathogen glands, more queens on the way. Very Old Man has recovered, but is he ready for a follow-up attack here? The creep has begun to spread. Morlings and Banes, a questionable choice. 1-1 is done for Jimmy. And the Zerglings, Guardian Shield pop, not going to be that helpful here. Hallucinate Stalkers on the back line, making this army look even more intimidating. Oh, a queen goes down. Lurkers being morphed. Lurkers! A bit of a dicey location for the Lurkers. Blinking for is Blink is done. Alright, some Blink micro here. The drones are on the run. Blunks forward. Goes for the spark. The Lurkers still not taking any damage. Jimmy doesn't see. He seems to be blind to the Lurkers. They pop out. Now they'll take some fire, but somehow... What a... No, get out of there. He's out of breath. All right. after climbing the ladder this far. Oh, it's been a while. Well, some long-distance mining from the drones, as you don't want to put your hatcheries in the red. We all know that's illegal. If only there were other places to expand to, but unfortunately. Oh, all right. Now, Jimmy gonna clean up the base. Will he press forward with the advantage? So far been insanely cost-effective. But the lurkers, good thing there is an observer here. Beautiful splits, blinks forward. The stagger blink micro here. Over 100 APM from Jimmy. A very old man. About to break that triple-digit barrier, though, if he keeps this up. The queen's in front. No transfuse, loses one of the lurkers, but the other one gonna hold the line for now. Ooh. You know, very old man, he's up against the harder. He could have just left. Nobody would have known. He didn't have to send anything in. He didn't have to show this replay to anyone. He could have just left the game and restarted and tried again. What gets me is how we're still going. Your average YouTube commenter, your average Twitch chatter, your average less tenacious or experienced or patient gamer, especially if they're trying to beat all the AI ranks or something like that. I mean, they could have left. They might be asking, why hasn't he left? But, I mean, I've got my sneaking suspicions that very old man has something up his sleeve. And that something might be eventually getting over 100 supply. Honestly, I'm interested to see how Jimmy here, how he's coded to handle lurkers. Because obviously so far has had a mixed response. When the lurkers are in front of him with detection, he seems to attack them, but it doesn't make it a priority. And the lurker eggs did seem to be invisible. I don't know if very old man noticed that, but we will see. Okay, macro turn. Both sides go back to their... Oh, triple prism. Yeah, obviously, of course. Why not? Triple prism. And a gateway army. Honestly, looking at the armies right now, if I had to guess which one was a human and which one was the AI, it'd be a hard sell. But I would probably say the Zerg was the AI. Because what is it? What do we got? 4 lurkers, 7 hydras. We got an infestor in there. An immortal push coming in. 3 lurkers, though. Well, make that 2. As the immortal's doing a lot of damage. The infestor out in front. The right clicks are pretty devastating. It looks... Another lurker down. Oh, wow. Everyone dies at the end. We got the overseer. Maybe a little late to the party. It's 4 groupies even later. Every overseer. This is like LeBron James and the rest of the team over here. The sports ball player. We got a Templar. It looks like Jimmy's gonna go for approximately everything. We got a Robo Bay. We got a robotics facility. We got +1 air weapons. No Stargate yet. Just filling in the blanks. Like, well, there is money in the bank here. For both sides. Looks like Old Man has broken that 100 APM barrier. A bold and impressive play. Disruptor on the way for Jimmy. Chrono boosting. Just, whatever he can get a hold of. Huh. So, back to the corners. Both sides struggling to spend that money. The rally point is set. Is stormed? No, we're making Archons. Immortal Archon. No charge. No charge lots. This is the Warpin Pylon, alright? You have been chosen. Oh, looks like LeBron going out. The rest of the team also there. We'll get there eventually. They're just on a follow command. 6 more OVs. 3 infestors. Neural Parasite? Lurker Rage? Adrenal Glands and +1 Carapace. One of these is not like the others. But all the late game upgrades for very old man here. Oh. The overseer being chased down. The groupies. Oh. Well, what better way to counter mass overlord than with a fleet beacon and Wait, there is a Stargate somewhere. Ah. But another Stargate and a fleet beacon. As they blink their way underneath the warp prisms, filing through the gauntlet of tech into the nexus of ambition. Which, oh my god, the feedback! I can't remember the last time I saw feedback kill anything besides Elon Musk on Twitter. Like, oh my. Well, at the end of the day, well, it's not the end of the day. We're far from the end of the day. In fact, it's barely mid-morning. Most gamers wouldn't have woken up by this point, but very old man is awake and he's already played 3 games against the harder AI. But this time, oh, well, this time he's gonna take down that Nexus, and this time, this is the one. All right, Banelings, take out the Nexus. We've got Archon. Okay, I gotta break this down. We got 3 warp prisms. We got 4. Did someone order the variety pack? Because if so, your delivery is here. As you got 4 zealots, 2 immortals, 4 archons, a tempest, 2 adepts, 6 stalkers, 3 warp prisms, 2 disruptors, 2 sentries, and 2 templar. The Noah's Ark build here for Jimmy. Whereas on the other side, for very old man, we've got 64 Zerglings, 5 Hydralisks, 22 Overlords. Overlords provide 8 supply apiece. So, oh my god, the Disruptor shots. The Disruptor, obviously trained by Haz. Whoa, wow, look at the splash, damn it. Hallucinated Archon. He stormed the larva. Hit some of his own zealots. He doesn't care. Force field. Just throwing him out there. Storm on the drones. Jimmy is just the deluge of splash damage from all directions. Oh god. There's the lurkers. Feedback on the queen. So trying to throw out some force fields. The Archons are breaking the force fields. Ultras pop out. Disruptor point blank kills the zealots. Another shot. Oh my god, he killed his own Templar. Oh, the Ultras are wandering around. We'll eventually chew through everything. Oh my. Well. Very old man. And with that, the supplies are dead even. I think, well, we just had 4 more Overseers complete, which is certainly one of the choices you can make here. Ultras, definitely a good counter to pylons. As we gather our thoughts, and prayers really is also required. Blink Stalkers versus Ultras. Everyone, all right? Looks like Jimmy notices what's happening first, but the Ultras are able to slip their way through the army and escape for now. But very old man is consolidating his forces. He's got the Ultras adding some Banelings in. He's got the army supply. It appears Jimmy not able to bring enough supply to bear. And, well, a single probe. The probe scouted. And all the army is coming together. We've got 50, 100, 600 in the bank for Jimmy. Oh, all the bank is spent. 5 more infestors. We've seen several fungals used throughout these battles here. We'll have to see if very old man can keep that up. Oh. All right, well, that is a fierce-looking Zerg army. The Ultras are badly bruised. The Disruptors, shots thrown out. And mediocre hits, if any at all. Optimistic force fields underneath. We see the Ultras. Oh, my God! Jimmy! The Ultras trying to run through the army. Oh, the Broodlords are morphing mid-fight. Well, it does appear Jimmy doesn't notice the cocoons there. Does seem to have an odd form of blindness called cocoon blindness. I couldn't come up with anything more creative than that. But the morphing Broodlords are going to complete. More Corruptors dying. There's still this Lurker who's been around for most of the game. The Broodlord's chasing down. Target firing an Immortal, which will allow the Stalkers. Alright, this is a lesson in why a tech move is pretty important. But at the end of the day, Very Old Man holds it together. The tenacity. And so far, has what it takes to hold against each of these attacks. Wave after wave of this artificial Protoss sent after him. And wave after wave beaten back. At what cost? Well, about twice as much. Almost twice as many minerals and 1,000 more gas. But he now has that late game Broodlord. Well, Broodlord army is maybe overselling it. He's at 104 supply, which is not really where you'd want to be at the 21.5 minute mark, but it's where we are now. Some forward support calls. Brenda! Oh, well, unfortunately, they walk the most direct path and fail to take into account any slowing effects there might be. Well, we now have the observers. Is there observer speed? Of course. As Jimmy has 3-3, we got... I like how the creep is like a natural formation. And the creep is there, all right? There's no control over it. That's where the spine and the spore go. All of that. More disruptors for Jimmy here. Who's also adding in carriers. Another solid variety pack of units. Those War Prisms haven't seen a lot of value here. A Dark Shrine on the way. Quite a Protoss production tip. We got a Dark Shrine, an Interceptor, and +3 air weapons. That is certainly several of the upgrades. Some long distance mining for Very Old Man. Slow and steady. Well, he doesn't have much in the bank. Technically, Jimmy here could be warping in 60, 70 more Zealots and still have a little... wow, there's... I did not realize with the Dark Shrine right next to the Templar Archives, which has created a lot of strife in the past. An eon of it, or aeon, or whatever the... Well, the Disruptors slam into Zealots and Stalkers as much as they do Zerglings. But there's Skytoss army... And by that I mean like 2 Void Rays. Oh my god, the Broodlords are right-clicked. Oh no. The lack of attack move is very rough. Oh, he right-clicks on a carrier. Oh no. Oh, some more Zealots die horribly. It's... some Ultras in production. Ultras not well known as a counter to carriers. But, oh god, that Lurker. The mainstay of this game. That Lurker has held it down for Very Old Man this whole time. But will it be able to make it any further? Another Disruptor. Oh, Lurker scrambles out. Oh no. It's rough. The Ultras show up to the party. More Disruptor shots. And more Disruptor shots directly. Oh my god. It's hard to tell exactly what's happening. The Zerglings, the Disruptor tries point blank, Immortals, all the entirety of the ground armies will die. And that will leave us with 2 carriers and a Void Ray. They do have +3, +1, they have 3-1-3 upgrades. So they are about as quite well upgraded for 3 units. Okay, here come the Corruptors. They're targeting the carrier. They only have +1 carapace. The Corruptors, wait, no, now they're going for the Void Ray. The Void Ray charges up, burns through the Corruptors. 10 more Corruptors are finishing. The hero, Jimmy's hero Void Ray here doing so much damage mentally and physically. And getting chased down. Oh no! The Corruptor's getting drawn in by the Interceptors. Even some Hydras popping out. He can't seem to put together the defense. The Corruptor's targeting the only undamaged carrier. They go for... Oh no! 10 Hydras in production. The cost efficiency is ridiculous. Almost 3 times as much. The Hydras. Oh no! Oh, it's a disaster! Oh, the Hydras are spitting at the carrier, but the carrier is spitting the Interceptors right back at him. Now, 3 observers, 2 carriers, and 1 army. Apparently too tough to beat. 51 kills! Almost 100 kills on these carriers. Oh no! Over 9,000 minerals in the bank, and here comes the rest of the army. As it appears, Jimmy's had enough and says, "How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, very old man?" All right, A click, not the right click. You gotta use the keyboard every now and again. I can't believe we're watching it, but I mean I can, but it feels something. He's dead. Jimmy has won. He taps it out. Very old man falls to the incredibly effective carriers of Jimmy. And here we are. A loss. From only one of these players could send it in. So, certainly something. I don't know what to say besides congratulations. Well, what do you think? I think that shows some gumption, indeed, from Very Old Man to show us this. If nothing else, and almost nothing else, I think you should check out this video as well. Jimmy, no, not that one. The game's up. Put it up. Put the video up. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed this as well. Hope it made your day a little bit better, because this truly was Bronze League Heroes. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.